Welcome to the Toon Raiders. I'm William Tam. I have with me my brother, the Rick Flag to my Amanda Waller. Wilson Tam.
Hi guys.
No joke.
Nah.
No impressions.
Nah. No impressions. It'd be a bit too suicidal at this point.
Okay. I'm going to ignore that. What are we here to talk about today then?
Well, the not very suicidal squads.
Why did you say that?
Well, we'll find out, won't we?
Okay. Right, so what I think we'll do is, because it worked so successfully last time, we'll go 2 minutes non-spoiler, and then we'll just go straight to spoilers.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so what did you think of the movie? Starting from... Wait for it. Now.
It was good.
This is not going to take the whole...
No, it's not going to take very long.
Right, so you do realise everybody hates this film, and your opinion is that...
I don't hate this film.
So they're wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you like about the film?
Well, it had a consistent story.
Right.
The characters were good.
Okay.
And they had good action scenes.
No problems whatsoever.
No, nothing major. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say it was perfect, but the review seemed the conglomerate review seems very wrong to me.
Me too. I think it's... I'm actually amazed that the reviews for this film are so bad. I think it's still scoring like 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I've spoken to people about it, and of the people that I've spoken to, no one hates it to that degree. They've said, I've heard comments like, this is as good as X-Men Apocalypse, which is fine. I mean, I didn't really like that film, but they gave me their reasons for not liking it, and I can accept that is, to them, it's on that level of quality, but I cannot accept that is 26%. That's stupid.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
Okay, though, people go and see it.
Yes. If anything, I kind of want to see it again.
Me too. We are the only people that like this film.
Which is weird,
Which
but...
is weird.
So yeah, well, ratings.
Well, I'm not going to give a score because it's complicated. I'm just going to say at non-spoilers that I highly recommend this film.
Alright, fair enough.
Okay.
And
straight into spoilers.
Alright, let's go.
Okay, so what I thought we'd do is, because instead of just the both of us saying how good this film is, I'm going to play devil's advocate, and I'm going to point out all the flaws that I've heard.
Okay.
They're not my views, but I can see where those views come from. Well, I'm going to give you the sensible ones anyway. There are some really stupid ones that I'm just going to ignore.
Oh, tell me the stupid ones as well. I feel like I need to rip some of them apart.
Right, okay, well, one of the things I heard about... So let's describe the films. What's happened, for those that don't know, is that Amanda Waller, some secretive agent from America,
Working for the government.
okay, is putting together a team of ne'er-do-wells, villains, and the idea is that they will stand up against Superman, or because this film takes place after Batman v Superman, and in that film something happens to him, let's say.
Honestly, I think everyone...
Alright, he's dead. Okay, so they're worried that a new super being will descend from the sky.
Another meta-human with similar powers to Superman may ascend on Earth, and this time he or she may not be benevolent.
Right, and so they're putting together this team. And it's a little bit more complicated than that, because the idea is that this team will be supervised, but they won't be on records. So they can do the government's dirty work
Mm.
when it's inconvenient
Mm.
for law enforcement to do it. So that's the plot. In this team, one of the team members, Enchantress, turns into the protagonist, and she escapes the team.
Mm-hmm.
And it's up to the Suicide Squad to go on a mission to get an asset from a building
Mm-hmm.
that the Enchantress is kind of threatening. Right, that's the basic premise.
Yeah.
Okay, so go on. What did you like about the film?
Well, okay. Well, for one thing, I feel like people has been comparing it to Batman v Superman,
Right.
since they're both in the DC universe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to start off with, this, like I said earlier, the plot is more coherent. You kind of see what, for one thing, you already see what each character's motivations are.
Okay.
You know,
So here is my first
gripe.
quoted gripe. Okay, it's not my gripe.
Okay.
Okay, do you think this team of super villains stand a chance against Zod? If Zod descends from the sky, will they be able to stop him? No chance.
Probably no chance.
So, the premise is stupid. It is.
Yeah.
I can accept that, right? I don't know why they went with that idea. They could have just stopped at, well, we need a team of villains to do our dirty work for us.
Mm.
I don't know why they went with that. We need a team to stop a Superman from the sky. Seems a bit strange.
Well, I think, well, no, that's not true. Enchantress, although maybe not be able to stop Superman because his scaling just goes off the roof.
Right.
But, you know, Enchantress herself was pretty powerful.
I think you're right. That this team combined can slow him down for
Something
5 minutes.
Yeah, they can slow
Right.
him down.
They can distract him.
They also, plus, if just say it is the same Superman, they already know what Superman's weakness is. So these teams could theoretically beat him, in theory.
Okay, I haven't really got into thinking about it that deeply, but if you say this,
Mm.
then I could just say, well, why do they need this team of bad people? They've already got Batman.
True, but they don't trust Batman.
Well, they trust him enough in the end credit sequence to give him that bloody file. And they trust each other enough that is heavily implied that Waller knows his secret identity, his alter ego.
Yeah.
So they trust him
well,
that
to be perfectly
much.
honest, the end credit scene itself is a problem in itself as well.
Well, I don't mind it. Anyway, I don't know why you're defending this part of it. It's a gripe, and I think
It
it's
is a small
fair
gripe, but I'm just
and
saying
I don't think you should defend it.
there is a fair enough. But I'm just saying there are certain way around it, but you know.
Right. Okay. The next. Okay. So keep going up. Continue.
Okay. Well, let's see. Margaret Robbie or Harley Quinn, and Will Smith, who plays Deadshot. Both these characters, I thought, played really well.
Okay.
Amanda Waller, apart from the last scene, also it portrays her comic counterpart. Proper. Yeah, they all actually play through their comic counterpart well.
I disagree.
Apart from maybe Jared Leto, which I have my other problems
I
with.
disagree.
Really?
I know a lot of people. Well, I know some people.
Mm.
They've praised Amanda Waller's performance,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't like it
Why?
because she doesn't seem that menacing. Right. So there are scenes in it where she just shoots people
Mm-hmm.
who are innocent,
Mm-hmm.
and she's supposed to be really kick-ass and clinical. But I never, during the whole film, I never felt like she was that scary. I'm not sure why, but she didn't really have that presence. I think maybe because at one point she walks out of this room, into another room of superheroes, right? Which we'll go on to in a bit. Of supervillains. I'm gonna keep getting that wrong, right? And she looks a bit small against everyone else,
Right.
and she's threatening them with a device in her hand.
Right, you're talking
And
about
I'm-
that scene.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm thinking, well, why doesn't someone just take it from her? Deathstroke could probably shoot her in the face. You know, that is strange to me.
Sure.
So I'm not totally sold on her. Okay, so let's go by timeline. During the initial sequence, did you like how the characters were introduced?
Yes and no.
Go on.
Like, you could. Well, first, the first introduction was Deadshot, wasn't it?
Doesn't matter. Just go.
Yeah, I felt his his motivation and everything. That was like clear cut and well paced. And then it moved on to Harley Quinn,
Right.
which I felt was a bit long.
Okay.
But then everyone else sort of just got a minute, not even a minute of backstory.
Okay. So did you want more backstory?
I would
Did you
have
want-
preferred a little bit more on them, so then it feels more even, because it just felt like, okay, just focus on these two and ignore everyone else.
Right. That is a criticism I heard from someone else.
Mhm.
Again, it doesn't bother me at all. I felt like Deathstroke, the sequence was fine because there's a lot of Batman in this film. I mean, there is more than I anticipated. And I think that sequence really worked when he came down on Deathstroke. And finally we get a decent Batman. This is the best Batman that we've had for a while. Because he descends from the sky in an alley and he says, I don't want to do this in front of your daughter. And it feels like, yeah, okay, so Batman would do that. He wouldn't just come in and shove your face into a wall
Yeah.
in front of a kid.
But it does raise the question of when this happened. Did this happen after Batman? It feels though this happened after Batman v Superman instead of before.
I don't think it matters, does it? Why are you asking this?
Well, because it doesn't feel quite as aggressive. You know how he sort of
Right.
mellows out by the end of. He kind of mellows out in BVS after BVS, but before he's quite punching folks and branding them.
Really? I thought you meant it the other way. I thought you meant he took Deadshot in before he went insane. I think that
Right.
makes more sense than what you're suggesting.
Yeah, I guess it could be that as well. Could be
Anyway,
before.
I think again this doesn't really matter.
I guess not.
Why? Okay, why bring this up?
I don't know. Just something.
Let's move on. Okay, I didn't have any problems with the backstory thing. I thought this shot was long enough. I thought Harley's sequence was long enough. I enjoyed the Flash in Captain Boomerang's
Yep.
scene. That was exciting and it was unexpected.
Yeah, that was that was.
I didn't think what what eh? And then so he showed up. The other characters, Killer Croc, I don't need to have a backstory in Killer Croc. I guess the other characters I consider more boring. So it wasn't really.
El Diablo wasn't boring,
But he had quite a long backstory.
but it wasn't at the beginning though. It was at a different time though.
A different time, but he got enough backstory.
I guess.
Okay.
Slipknot.
And I like that they. Let's finish with El Diablo.
Alright.
So I like the fact that they did that in the kind of during the end. Because if you gave all the story at the beginning, then it feels like right, we've done that. Let's move on.
Right, you want...
I like mystery and I like surprise. Okay, so I'm happy that they did it in the middle.
Okay.
And, right, Slipknot. But why would they do any backstory on Slipknot? He's dead immediately.
They could have still given him just for...
For what? If they gave him backstory, we would be sat here saying, why did they waste 10 minutes talking about Slipknot when he dies after one?
I guess. Fair enough.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm perfectly happy with the backstory.
Here's a question for you.
Go
What
on.
is Slipknot's powers?
He's the guy that can climb anything. Isn't that what they said in the film?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's got to be the worst power there is in the group.
To be fair, what is Harley Quinn's power?
Insanity.
Really? It's not really a power. Anyway,
Well, no,
let's
she's
move on. We're
smart.
spending far too long on backstory.
Fine.
I felt like the pacing was pretty good, right? So we start the film, and it follows a pretty standard formula of where the team bands together, they kind of don't really get along, and then they have a moment, and then they kind of bond, and then they kind of get along, and they take down the bad guy, right? Even though that's standard, there was still quite a lot of surprises in the way,
Yeah.
or on the way. Right, so I've lost my train of thought. So, what did you think of the Joker as one of the surprises?
I really didn't care for him.
So you don't like him?
I don't know. I've heard people saying some of them find he's okay, and you
Right.
know I've heard people say that they like him, but I'm actually on the side of I don't really like this version of Joker.
One of the criticism that I've heard was that there wasn't enough Joker in it.
No, if anything, I think that's the exact opposite. I think there's too much Joker in it.
Me too. I think there is. Actually, I think it's perfectly fine. I think there's enough Joker in it. But I don't want to see any more of him. I don't feel like every Batman movie, game, TV show has to be about the Joker. We've had so many Jokers, and I'm just sick of him, I guess. We've had those Arkham games where he's the baddie in every single
Well, he
one.
kind of has to be
Why?
because he's the opposite of Batman. He's the other side of the coin.
So?
So hence why he's always been there.
But not every story has to be about him,
I guess not.
right? Batman Returns didn't have the Joker in it. Batman Forever didn't have the Joker in it.
Yeah, right.
We don't have to have the Joker in absolutely everything.
I guess.
We've just had the Joker in
The Killing Joke.
Killing Joke, and we've got the Joker again. I'm sick and tired of him. Unless you give me a Heath Ledger, that level of performance, I'm just over it,
Sure.
right? What about his presentation as like a gangster? Did you find that annoying?
Yeah, I think that's my gripe with it.
Right?
Because maybe I just prefer the whole insanity Joker, the Heath Ledger version, or the
Batman 89 one?
no, the Mark Hamill one.
Right. You see, I don't.
Instead, you know, Jared Leto's Joker feels more like Jack Nicholson Joker.
I guess there are definitely homages in this film to the other Batman films.
Yeah.
I mean, I think in the second Nolan film, when they have a bank heist, don't everyone come into the bank wearing sort of masks and like a puppet's head, and they have that here as well.
Yeah.
I feel like there are homages to it.
Yeah.
I think this Joker is fine in this universe. He seems to be a lot younger, so he's not like Heath Ledger's Joker, who is completely insane, or he is kind of
You think
evil in a he's like a criminal mastermind.
Yeah.
This Joker seems to be a punk kid who is a bit crazy, blah blah blah. But I don't mind it.
But
I think
in
it's
itself,
a bit more realistic.
Okay, but like I said, it doesn't feel like it's the right. To me, it doesn't feel like it's Joker.
Okay, fine. Well, okay. And on the other side, what about Harley Quinn?
Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
She feels like Harley Quinn.
Really?
Yeah. That's the thing I had. Every sort of character that I knew from the comic books or from the game felt like that character, apart from.
I
Joker.
have reservations about this, you know.
Really.
I like her character, but I was worried that other people wouldn't like her. Because in this film, I feel like she's normal. Right? She's not actually crazy. Everyone just thinks she's crazy. She's not actually off her head. Because it seems to me that the longer she stays with the Suicide Squad, the longer she is away from the Joker, the more sane she becomes. She becomes less Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn. I'm just going to call her Harley. HQ.
Harley.
I think she becomes less mad Harley the further away she is from him. The interesting, I've got like a plot point to back this up, is that when Enchantress shows all the characters their like their dreams, like the mirror in Harry Potter, we see her normal. She's not the queen of Gotham alongside Mad Joker. She's like a normal housewife with a baby. So that's her true self. She's sane, and I think that adds to it adds to a bit that I like, which is she's quite what's the word? She's quite a sympathetic character. Another instance is where we never assume, but it's supposedly the Joker dies in the helicopter crash, and she pretends that she's all right. She sits on top of the car, kind of posing sexy, but you could tell that she's really upset, and the rest of the team comes out saying, "Oh, you know, we're really glad you're here," kind of thing. And I felt like that's quite a touching moment. These characters who are supposedly irredeemable are just putting on like a face.
Yeah.
So I really like that, and I was worried that people wouldn't like it because it means she's not really crazy, which is what I guess you would expect her to be.
I guess you could say that, but I think that's a fair point. She's not as crazy as you would expect her to be, but we also see that a bit early in the film, where we see her in where she was talking to Deadshot after having that semi-flashback.
Right.
How she became, and I think she asked him, how many people have you killed?
Right.
And to which I think Deadshot replied, I don't. When you kill as many as me, you don't keep a record and stuff. To which she replies, another case of a disorder. So it kind of reverts her back to her original roots as a psychiatrist instead of the insanitist.
Right. Where are you going with this?
Nowhere. I'm just saying she went back to her more logical side over her more insanity side.
Yeah. Okay. You're right. That's a nice touch. Where she says that, but all the emotion I feel like is. I think she's the emotion. I think her and surprisingly El Diablo is the emotional linchpin in the film. Speaking of which, what did you think of El Diablo?
I felt it was alright. I mean...
Really? Just alright?
I think it was alright.
I thought it was amazing.
Really?
Yeah, really. Again, I said I like surprises.
Mm.
So we start the film thinking, okay, so he's a man of great power and he can set fire to things
Mm.
with his bare hands.
Mm.
But he's a reluctant hero because he's like, oh no, I don't do it anymore.
Mm.
Something happened in his past. So he doesn't do that anymore.
Mm.
And the story progresses where there's a bit where Will Smith is like, why don't you do something useful? And then he sets fire to a bunch of enemies to help them out of a sticky spot.
I was just trying to get you there, man.
Yeah, I was trying to think good jokes, right?
Yeah.
And towards the end as well, again, back as a surprise, where he turns into a demon monster, which I did not expect. Did you see that coming?
No, but it does. I think that some people might consider that feels a little bit maybe of an ex machina.
Really, I was really happy with it.
Really?
Yeah, I thought I don't know. I felt like, okay, yeah, he can do that, and they've hinted at it over and over again.
Yeah, that's true.
They've said, "I'll show you my true form, my true form," but
Yeah,
he
my
doesn't
true
really.
power.
I mean, his power gets progressively stronger.
Yeah,
and then
we knew
he's-
his powers was getting stronger, but
And then he says, "I'll show you my true form," and he turns into that great big devil
Demon.
monster. Yeah, that was excellent. And spoilers alert, by the way. I like the ending.
we were already spoilers in spoilers.
in the end where he gets killed.
Yeah.
I thought that was. Again, I thought, oh, what they really did, because he was a character which I was liking more and more, and then they killed him off. I'm like, oh.
They killed off your favorite
Yeah,
character.
he's not my favorite character, but I feel like he had a lot to do.
Right.
Like a reluctant hero, he doesn't really want to do it, but he's kind of got to do it because he's stuck with these bunch of
idiots.
idiots now, and they're his friend, and he's got to do it to save the world, la di da, and he's willing to give up his life. So from irredeemable, he's redeemed himself again, which I like. What else? What did you think of the baddie?
Which one?
Well, mainly Enchantress. The brother doesn't really care. The brother acts as a thing.
Yeah, he's
that
just
gets her out of the team.
She doesn't really do much. She's not. If we think about it, she's not really in much of the scenes, really.
You know what? I think you're right. I think she's wasted because initially, when they did it, when we're first introduced to her in the meeting, and she turns.
Yeah.
I thought that was ultra creepy.
Yeah.
Where
she's just twisted.
yeah, where she
grabs
twists,
and then twists.
yeah, where a hand comes from beneath her, and she twists into the witch. I thought this is ultra creepy, and that look as well, where she's the sort of the dirty witch. Like I really had problems in, say, X-Men Apocalypse with, what do you call it, with the purple swords.
Purple
The
sword.
girl, what's her name?
Oh,
Psylocke.
Yeah.
I thought her costume looks a bit weird,
Right.
so compared to everyone else, it's a bit too sexy. Whereas Enchantress, I felt her look, even though she was wearing very little.
Are we talking about when she's still in her dirty mode? Or
Yeah, dirty mode.
Right.
Even though she wasn't wearing a lot, it wasn't. It wasn't. What's the word? It wasn't like
It wasn't
sexually.
eyed.
Yeah, it wasn't overly sexualized. It was, but it wasn't
Right.
that bad.
It felt more like the Ring sexual.
Yeah, it does actually. It looked. She felt like a Ring character. She seemed like a horror character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be perfectly honest, if you were sat on that table and then she did that,
It'd be pretty scary.
you'd be pretty scared, and then she suddenly teleport to your side.
Yeah. I'm just talking about her look.
Yeah, she is.
I liked it. I thought it worked.
I
I
thought-
like less the
when she transformed.
yeah, I thought that was a bit weird. She had like a big headgear on.
Well, I think that was more like homage to like how Egyptian gods were like.
Yeah, but I still don't like the design.
Yeah.
And the weird
Yeah,
dancing.
the new design was.
The weird dancing was.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Was a bit weird. I think the first 5 seconds were, oh, this is okay actually. You know, she's doing the weird dancing. And then, she's not gonna keep doing that, is she? And then she keeps doing it.
Yeah.
Which was strange. What about the accusation that she had her plan was to create a machine. But what was this machine?
Well,
what was it?
It was just a giant robotic blob.
What did it do? No, what did it look like?
A giant rock.
Where was it?
It was just in the. It was. I don't think. Well, she completed it, but it looked like I think it's some sort of giant mystical ray gun. It felt like what she was making.
But I saw no rays. I saw no guns.
No, we saw it. We saw it and started destroying the bases and stuff.
Did we?
Yeah. Thanks to after reading Amanda Waller's sort of mind, she started multi-targeting.
Oh yeah. Now you see, I didn't know that was a machine. That just looked like
Yeah.
that just looked like
magic.
Magic, right?
Yeah, but that was a machine.
Oh, was that the machine? Okay. I do apologize. So it was completed.
I believe so.
Okay. Well, I didn't get it.
Yeah, that's not
I'm
surprising.
just sick of machines that are big
But they're doing
with a light thing. We had it in Batman. We had it in the original Man of Steel. A
The
drill.
a light pulse
To drill to the bottom of the earth.
Well, no, it's a terraforming machine.
Independence Day. A drill that drills into the center of the Earth's core. Stop drilling into the Earth's core. God damn it. Look, I'll tell you, I'll be honest, it's just molten rock. That's all there is.
Why isn't? Why isn't?
I'm sick of this machine. Again, I've overlooked it. It didn't really bother me
I don't know.
too much.
It's
What
just
about the accusation that Batman was missing?
was missing?
Oh,
you
where
mean-
was him?
Oh.
Where was he?
Okay, well, to be perfectly honest, this was not held in Gotham.
Right. What about the Flash? Where was the Flash?
In his own city.
You know, I can kind of accept that as an answer. So maybe there was some other emergency in their own city. Otherwise, they would be there, right?
Yep.
Bruce Wayne was at the Zod fight, saving people,
Yep.
if we remember.
But technically, Metropolis and Gotham were next door.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah.
okay. What about the accusation that I wish there were more Harley Quinn and Joker, they should do their own film? I legitimately heard this with my own 2 ears.
I mean, they could, but I don't see how that's relevant to Suicide Squad.
Right, okay, well, I don't care. Please do not make another. I'm just sick of the Joker, right? By the way, let me just say, I've actually heard some Jared Leto interviews, right? And he is pretty pissed off with the film,
Yeah, I know.
right? And weirdly, him just being normal in the interview, just talking in his tone, is just multiple times more scary than him being the Joker. You just hear him in the interview. His voice is this sort of low, calm, slightly psychotic voice. It's really scary. So the woman asked him, the interviewer asked him, so what did you think about the film? And I can't do this voice. I can't do the intonation, but he says something like, well, I would tell you, but I haven't seen the film yet. kind of thing, and it's
Okay,
really
so-
scary.
Sure.
The way he says it, it sounds like I haven't seen it, but I do have a knife that can stab you. It's just so scary. I don't know why he. Like he's scary, but,
Scary.
but he isn't that scary in the film. I don't feel.
It's the
like.
green hair. It's the green hair.
Is it? Maybe he seems young. He doesn't seem. In the Dark Knight Returns, Heath Ledger, he had scars on his face.
The Dark Knight is what you're looking for.
Oh
not
yeah,
Dark
sorry.
Knight.
So he had scars on his face, and it looks like he'd been in a lot of fights
Mm.
from Hardy Dar.
Mm.
But this one, this Jared Leto Joker is.
It's too clean cut.
It's a bit weird. Okay. What about the accusation that we've had too much of Harley's bottom?
Have we?
Yeah, there were quite a few shots of her bum.
I haven't really noticed.
I did.
Okay.
It bothered me a little bit. Where I to the point where I did think, I'm not another one.
Really?
Yeah.
I am. Maybe I'm just so used to these kind of things. I've just blanked it out.
But my feeling is, and I know this is bad, and I'm not trying to be sexist, la di da,
Mm.
but I feel like there should be a little bit of leeway, right, in a comic book movie,
Yeah.
because the tradition is that
It's aimed for men.
the female characters haven't been treated the best in comic books, and I feel like they've tried to tone this down.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, we've not really had much of anyone's chest, for instance. I'm not trying to excuse it, okay?
Mhm.
There was still too many gunshots. But if there wasn't one, if there was zero, is it a bit odd? Just because of the genre. Like, let's do a romantic comedy without kissing. Do you know what I mean? It's... I know it's not like a good way of thinking.
I would just like to say, I do know this romantic comedy,
Right.
and it's been going on for 400 chapters, and it still hasn't had a conclusion yet.
Okay. I just feel like you have to put one in, or you've got to put a little bit in, because that's like a signature genre.
Yeah. It's a cliche.
Yeah,
It's part of a
sort
cliche.
of. Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, she did have a lot to do. I feel like Harley is a well-rounded character.
Hmm.
I feel like she's emotionally distressed. We see her being tortured, but it doesn't look like. It's not. It's not like, oh look, she's being tortured. It's so hot. She's being tortured. It's
And that
pretty
look-
scary.
It's pretty brutal.
It's pretty brutal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, in a comic book, they might draw it a bit differently, where you think, oh yeah, she's being tortured and she's naked, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But they don't really do that here.
Yeah.
Everything looks really grim,
Yeah.
and she has bad flashbacks and all
Yeah.
the rest of it. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Did you like the jokes? What was your favorite joke?
What was my favorite joke?
Yeah.
Oh.
We have to say there weren't that many jokes, but I thought there were enough jokes.
Yeah, there was quite a few good moments.
Yeah.
I think probably what I mentioned earlier, the one where Deadshot entices El Diablo to fight, and he goes, "Oh, I was just trying to get you there." You know that,
Really,
right?
on top of my head, I would pick the other one. Oh, not all the jokes works, by the way.
Yeah, no, just wait.
But I like the other one where Captain Boomerang goes, "Oh yeah, you can make fire. Look at this," and he gets out of light.
That was really
I thought that was the best joke. I'm like, "What? You can make fire? Watch this!" And he gets out of light.
That was really good as well.
I thought that was a really good joke.
See fire.
Yeah. The other joke didn't. Look, there was a scene in the movie where it was quite serious, and I enjoyed it.
Which one?
When they're in the pub,
Oh right, yeah.
right? And one of the things I liked about this film is that there's actually quite a lot of talking in it. I don't remember that much. It's not non-stop action.
Yeah.
Born was non-stop action, right?
Yeah.
It was just chase after chase after chase. But this was a lot of action, but they had a lot of quiet time as well where they were talking. So in the pub, I like that scene where they're like, oh, you know, I need a drink maybe, and they all just go to the pub to have a drink. That weird thing. There were two bits in that pub that didn't work for me. The croc, the killer croc joke was a bit strange.
It wasn't that bad.
It was beautiful on the outside too, and okay. And the other bit that was weird was Rick Flag. He gets out to entice Will Smith back into action. He gets out
The letters. That part did feel a bit forced.
and then he gets out these letters that Will Smith that he's been keeping from Will Smith. The letters written by his daughter, and it's like, your daughter writes you every day, and then Will Smith goes, You've kept her of you all this time. I thought, he's gonna shoot him in the face.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But then he's like, oh no, Will Smith is like fine with this, and he's going to help him because he's been keeping daughters of him.
No.
What?
That wasn't it. The reason
What was it?
It was because he wanted to, because he saw the letters from his daughter, and he sort of grew a conscience.
Right.
I was
Okay.
thinking, right, I have to do a good thing for my daughter.
Right. Okay. So, but okay. Yeah. That's what you said. Okay.
Speaking
Wait.
of which, go on.
I know what you're gonna say, but let me finish. So when I saw that, I thought, oh, Will Smith is going to help him because he's been keeping the letters safe. That's how I saw the scene, and I thought that's a bit weird. But what you're saying makes a lot of sense to me now. What he's saying, okay, so they shouldn't have had that line then. They should, like Will Smith should have said, "I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it for these bloody letters you've been hiding from me." Something like that. I guess maybe I'm just an idiot. Okay, go on then. I know the joke you're gonna make.
The one where he's teaching her daughter.
Yeah, that was a good joke as well.
Where you have to calculate the hypotenuse R, so it's like when you fire a gun from a tall building.
Okay. What about the accusation that, because you've just mentioned this, what about the accusation that people, the squad didn't use their powers enough? Because Will Smith, he does like one trick shot at the beginning where he shoots that man. Does he really do any of it?
For trick shots, no, but he does keep true to his thing where he basically, there's a scene where
he takes down a small army just
by himself.
Yeah, I think that was cool. I thought that was good enough. I don't want everyone to be like Superman where they can just do anything.
Yeah.
Right. That was good, but he didn't shoot around the corner.
Yeah.
Kind of. There wasn't enough trick shots.
Well, to be perfectly honest, it wasn't necessary for him. It wasn't really necessary for him to do trick shots.
I'm happy with it, but I'm just saying these are the accusations.
Plus, I don't think Deadshot can do it on the fly, can he?
He did it at the beginning where he.
But no, he had to set it up first. He had to set it up.
Yeah, he had to set it up. That's true. Yeah.
Before he did the trick shot, that's why he said, "Oh, you only have an X amount into a window."
Maybe. What about Captain Boomerang? He does one. Well,
two.
Apart from
two.
Okay, what are the two?
Well, the one where there's the one where he does it to survey the place with his own boomerangs.
Right, like in Arkham City.
Yeah.
Where he basically with a batarang. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he throws the boomerang as like a portable surveillance camera.
Yeah. But it felt quite slowy for a boomerang, doesn't it? This whole scene.
Yeah. Okay, and he does it again. Well, he did it in the beginning, I guess, to kill that man.
Yeah.
It's just two.
Yeah.
Oh, you know when he gets shot?
Which one?
Captain Boomerang.
No, when did he get shot?
He got shot, but he doesn't die. and he pulls out a wad of money.
Oh yeah. No, didn't he get knifed?
I thought it was, well, anyway, he was attacked in the chest
Yeah.
area with a piercing object,
Yeah.
right? And and is saved by
A wad of cash.
a wad of cash. Did you not think that he was going to pull out a pink unicorn?
Yeah, I did.
I
Think that.
thought, oh no, they've wasted it. That would have been better.
Yeah, but then he would have been more pissed because he likes the pink unicorn.
He does like his pink. But that was a bit of a weird one because
Where the heck did he get the money from?
I meant the unicorn thing is they set it up, but it's never really useful in the film.
No.
It's not really ever brought up.
No.
What about the accusation and that Katana was a bit weird? She's got a mythical sword that traps the souls of his victims.
Alright, not that bad.
I thought that was a problem.
The only problem I think Katana herself, she was fine. When we first see her, to most part, is fine.
Right.
The only gripe I have is when they wanted to include more backstory with her, where she's just talking to the sword,
Right.
and then the exposition, it felt as though it was tacked on.
I totally agree. That was the point I was going to make, where they didn't show, because they say her husband's soul
Is inside.
in that, but we don't see it. We don't understand.
Mm.
Well, like, what does that mean? What do you mean his soul is in the sword?
Mm.
We don't see a soul being sucked into a sword.
Yeah.
We don't see anyone suffering. We don't see the soul suffering in the sword.
Mm.
We don't see, like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
I felt like that was a big thing that they should have explained.
Yeah. Well, this is something I've heard, but apparently they are going to make some kind of movie that will expand more onto Katana's backstory.
Okay.
So I'm assuming it's a setup for another movie instead of that.
I don't think I want to see just a Katana movie.
I'm sure it won't just be her, maybe.
Okay. Did you think the Kill Her Croc sequence was a bit strange?
Which one?
The first one where where he just... They're like, oh, we need to put this bomb underneath in the sewers.
Yeah.
And then two soldiers go, we'll go.
Mm-hmm. I said no. I'll go.
And then the Killer Croc says, I'll come with you.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a bit weird, wasn't it?
No, he didn't say I'll come with you. He said I'll go.
No, he said I'll come with you.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Because if you remember, the soldiers died.
Yeah, I know the soldiers died.
So if he went and the soldiers didn't, then he'd die.
Okay,
Yeah, so he said, I'll come with you. These are my thing.
this is my territory.
Yeah, I thought that was a bit weird. If you were the soldier, you go, we need to put this bomb underneath a certain location. Kill the Croc, you go, because you can breathe on the water. You think that'd be the thing?
Yeah.
Why would you get the soldiers to go?
Well,
It's strange.
I guess, but at the same time, I think it's more like Rick trusted the soldiers to do the job.
I guess. Maybe. How long have we gone for?
About almost 49 minutes.
Okay, that's good. Did you like the twist with the asset?
Yeah, I quite like that.
I love the twist. I didn't see it coming, did you?
No, I did not see. Honestly, I thought when they said, "Oh, we have to retrieve the asset," I thought they were just trying to retrieve Enchantress somehow.
Yeah, I was confused because the story goes that we need the squad to go to this place to retrieve this asset.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what it is,
Mm-hmm.
and they send the squad in.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought at first, why is this movie about retrieving an asset? This movie should be about them trying to take down Enchantress.
Mm.
But then it turns out that the asset
It's a man the wall.
is Amanda Waller, who we had assumed was in a government hideout somewhere, directing orders, but it wasn't. It was actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that twist.
perfectly honest, when I thought they said the asset, I thought they did say like, I thought they was just trying to recontain the entrances and enslave her again,
Okay.
like to work under her, not, you know, what happened then.
Right. Okay. So again, I like that surprise.
Mm.
So you can see I like this a lot because there were a lot of surprises.
Yes.
Let's see. Were there any other accusations? I can't think of anything.
Well, not accusation per se, but there was there was another slight problem I had with the movie,
Mm.
but I can't remember what it was right now, which is annoying.
Brilliant.
Indeed.
Okay, let's move on. In this movie, there were some good bits and there were some bad bits. I'm just where. Well, I'm trying to drag this out because I'm opening this file. What score are you going to give this movie, my dear brother?
80.
You're gonna give it 80?
Yep.
Okay, so 80 would place it better than what? Age of Ultron? So you think this movie is better than Age of Ultron, but worse than Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yes. That makes sense to me.
That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, but you didn't really like Guardians.
No. I've heard a comment, I heard someone say that this is a crap version of Guardians.
Well, I think that's a fair comment actually, because it is essentially.
For me, Guardians is a crap version of this.
Oh.
And if I'm perfectly honest with you,
Well, okay. What are you gonna give this anyway?
it's a lot. This is a lot more emotional than Guardians. Guardians is we're having a bit of space fun on a ship with magical raccoon and a tree that can't die.
But everyone loved Groot.
We like it, but it's not. I don't. This is the first time we've seen in this DC cinematic universe where it kind of works.
Mm.
Where I feel like, well, not kind of works, it does work, where I still enjoy it even though it's not all happy, jokey,
Mm.
everyone loves Groot. So you're going to give it 80, okay? Now, I wanted to give this quite a high score, but look, I enjoy... The problem I have is Age of Ultron. Okay, I'm going to give it 82, I think.
82.
No, I'm going to give it 80 as well.
Okay.
Because for Ant-Man I have 78,
Mm.
and for the Age of Ultron I have 83.
Mm.
I'm not sure. I think I might enjoy. I think I might have enjoyed this as much as Age of Ultron.
Okay.
But I know it's not. I know there are problems,
Mm.
and I know that it's not as good a film. Do you know what I mean? And I know that I'm going to look like a real idiot if everyone is giving this a crap score, and a lot of very intelligent people are giving it a crap score, and I give it like a really high score.
I know. I think.
It's a bit weird.
Well, these opinions are all subjective, aren't they? And honestly, I think my.
Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one.
Okay. I was going to say they're not all born equal, but sure.
Oh, really? Okay, I'm gonna go all out. I'm gonna give this the same score as. Oh my goodness! Why did I give Star Wars such a high score?
Star Wars is a good film.
I don't think I liked it more than Age of Ultron, did I? I have according to this list. So I'm going to give this the same score as Age of Ultron, 83. And you've given this film 80.
So it's an
Which gives me
81.5.
81.5. Now then, the Tomb Raider average makes it better than Guardians of the Galaxy. Yes!
By how much?
By 1.5 points.
That's fair enough.
Okay, so
So your score basically made it.
I didn't do it on purpose, you know. I didn't
Uh-huh.
pre-calculate it.
Sure you didn't.
Okay.
With that being said,
Right.
I think that we're done with this review. We've given a score, we've said everything. Is there any final comment you would like to make?
No, I can tell from the smirk on your face you've got a joke there.
No, I don't.
Why have you said it in such a weird way? Anyway, we're done with Suicide Squad. When I see it
Yes.
again.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Yep.
We're all done.
Yes, we are done. So, like and subscribe.
Please. Goodbye.